Okay, hi all. Good morning and good evening. So, welcome to this ad hoc session on data load strategy. Data load strategy. This is a very common topic, whether you're working as a data analyst or you're working as a data engineer or you're working in the business intelligence side or the ETL testing side. Okay, everyone should know this. Okay. And moreover, my thought process is we should not restrict ourselves to the syllabus of our concerned job profile. Suppose if I am working in the data engineering side, why I should learn something which is related to data analyst? No. Whatever is coming to you, try to at least understand it. Maybe not in that in depth, but because you see, like all those things are interrelated. Okay. We cannot tell the world of data analyst and data engineer is totally segregated. Okay, so it's always good that you should know the basics of at least ETL, database, data warehouse, and the basic and other basic concepts. Okay, anyway, hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay, and my voice is audible,
Yes.
Yes.
right? Okay, fine. So there are different data analytics strategy, and before that, a very simple question I want to ask you: why we need to load data? Let me quickly.
To perform certain operation on the data,
Why you want to do perform certain operation on data?
To make
to
it
analyze
available.
some.
Why you want to analyze it? What's the benefit?
So if we will analyze, if we will compare, it will be helpful in our business, where we lack, where we can improve, what is the throughput, what is
Good.
the revenue which we are getting.
Correct.
To enable
Yeah,
decision making basically.
to make decisions, right. For any business owners or the stakeholders, it's very important for them to understand how the business is performing, right? If I'll take example of my small academy, if I have to understand how it is performing, so I have to look into the details like how many students have enrolled in each and every batch, whether the numbers are increasing or decreasing, how much revenue we are getting, how much salary I'm paying, and all those things, right? So that is why for any business, they have to understand how the business is performing. And that is hidden within the data. So that is why it's very important for any business to understand the data. Okay. From the data only they can extract the information and they can understand how the business is performing and accordingly they can make some business decisions or strategies. Very simple, right? And the same thing happens in elections as well, right? So, and like we are surrounded by data, and nowadays most of the projects in IT industry is based on data only. Because see, like the world of that website creation and all those things are almost saturated, and most of these things are like drag and drop these days, right? And to handle data is still a challenge because you have millions of records, millions of data, right? Just by looking into it using your naked eyes, you cannot make any decision. You cannot understand what's happening. So that is why, first of all, you have to load data. That is the first step, right? You should know how to load data. So the different data loading strategies are like you have, and please ask question and let me know if you think I'm going very slow or I'm fast. And feel free and ask questions, okay? Although we'll try to start from scratch only. The very first and this is simple is the historical load. Okay. Historical load means suppose I will take a very simple example. Suppose okay, take the example of my uh, academy. Okay, Technist Academy. So I started with SQL only. 2021 I started. 2020 I started, but in full fledged I was in 2021. So started in 2021, I was touching only SQL. I was the only trainer. I used to manage everything. It was very simple for me. Then slowly we added other trainers for Power BI, Python, and many other courses. You know that, right? So then we have an admin team, accounts team who is taking care of all those things, correct? So still they're able to manage it to a certain extent. But suppose after 2 years or maybe 5 years, so we added few more courses and then it becomes very difficult for me to manage. Even my team, they're not able to manage the huge volume of data which is coming up, the number of students, and suppose we are maintaining their details as well. So it will become very difficult for me, right? So let's say in the year 2030, I decided that now I should hire a technical team. Okay. And this technical team will do all this task of storing the data, doing analysis and all those things using some ETL tools. Okay. Those ETL tool maybe Informatica, Talent, or maybe like your Microsoft Azure, GCP, or AWS, anyone. Okay. So I had a team. And they told me, okay, Tanvir, I will take care of all those things. So we will automate the process. We will extract all the data. We will load it. And whatever information you want, we will share those information because once the data has been loaded, the data analyst can share the data with me, whatever I want. Correct? You know that. So now suppose I'm standing at 2030. Now this technical team is asking me a question. Okay, fine. Then we will create pipelines for you so that you can load the data and all those things. But since you started your academy in 2021, so you want data from 2021 in your database, or you want us to load from 2030 only, right? Is this point clear? So the ETL team, okay, or the data engineering team, I just given the name as technical team. So this will be the data engineering team. Okay, and suppose this is led by Rahul. Okay, so Rahul is leading this team. So Rahul asked me, "Okay, Tanvir, okay, we will create the pipeline, we will load data, we'll do everything. But you want us to load the data from which year? 2021, 2022, 2023, or right from 2030, right? This may be one of the question, right? Now suppose if I told to Rahul, okay, Rahul, I want from 2025. Okay. So then what Rahul will do from 2025 to 2026, 2027, 2028, okay, 2029. Yeah. Hmm. So what Rahul will do, Rahul will ask me, "Okay, Tanvir, show me the data of 2025 till 2029. Okay. So maybe I'll be having that dump of data somewhere. Maybe I was maintaining that in an Excel sheet or CSV file or any other format. I will give that to Rahul. Now, what Rahul team will do, they will consolidate all the data and directly they will dump it. See, whenever I will tell you the word dump, it means we are not applying any business logic. As is, we are moving the data, apple to apple. It is also known as direct mapping in the world of ETL. Okay. So what Rahul and his team will do, they will directly take the data, whatever we have here, and they will dump it in my database. Suppose the name of the database, TNA database. They will dump it here directly. So this is known as historical load. It means whatever history or the historical data we have, we want to load it. Now in a typical ETL or the data ETL layers, we have a staging layer. I know I'm distracting from the topic, but what I can do, they all are interrelated. Then you have integration layer, then you have access layer. In few companies, they manage only staging and access layer. You will not be having integration layer. But in few projects I have seen we have all these three layers. So generally In the complex projects where we have a lot of data, a lot of tables, a lot of sources, we used to maintain 3 layers. Okay. But even I have worked in few projects where we have only staging and the access layer. A staging layer means whatever data you have at the source will directly dump it into the staging. I repeat, whenever I tell the word dump, it means as is whatever you have to dump it here. You don't have to apply any logic. No business logic, no calculation, no ATL logic, nothing. Okay. So that is your historical load. Is the historical load clear? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And this happens only once in any project. Okay. So they will do the historical load. Okay. And you understood the reason for it. Now, suppose if I will tell, okay, no, I don't want this data. We already have curated reports. But then the Rahul and his team will ignore this data. It's not required. And all these things has to be documented in the FRD. That is a functional requirement document. In few projects is also known as BRD, business requirement document. And this is the task of business analyst. They have to maintain all these things. Okay. Now, suppose the historical load is over. Then we have uh, full load. What is full load of data? Okay. Now, what is full load? Then I will go to incremental load or the delta load. In full load, what happens? So suppose today is 6th of November now. Suppose 1st of November, I was having some transactions. Let's say number of students. Okay. Courses enrolled. Oh, sorry, not this one. The student name, course name, location, gender, fees, dues, mode of payment. Literally, we maintain all these things. Okay. So suppose on 1st of November, okay, I have the list of this this details. The student name, let's say Rohan. Then I have Ajay. Then I have Suresh. Then I have David. And I have all of the details as well. The course name, SQL, Python, or whatever it may be. Okay. So this is the data. So I have given this data to whom? To whom I will give this data? To Rahul. Because Rahul is from the data engineering team. I will send this data to Rahul. Now the different topic of discussion, how you will give this, then so maybe I can send this in a CSV file format, XLS format, JSON format, or maybe API link. That's entirely different topic of discussion. I don't want to trigger that now. Okay. So suppose on 1st of November, I have given these details to Rahul. Okay, Rahul, you please load this data. Okay. So Rahul has loaded the data in this TNA database. Now in this TNA database, I have this data. Okay. Now then what happened? Now this was about 1st November. This was the data. Now 2nd of November. What has happened? 2nd of November, let's say I have some transactions happen on 2nd November. Okay. And let's say you have Priyanka, Abdul, okay, Mohan. Okay. And we have some other details. Now, listen now. 1st November, we started everything. Okay, Rahul and his team has loaded the historical data. Then 1st November, they loaded this data. Now, 2nd November, Rahul asked me, Tanvir, give me the 2nd November data. I have to load it. Okay. So what I have done, I have given uh, I have given this data to Rahul on 2nd November. Okay. Now Rahul is confused. Rahul is asking me, hey, Tanvir, why you are sending the 1st November data again, yaar? This data has already been loaded in the database, right? So why are you sending this again? So I told to Rahul, okay, sorry, this is how we will send data to you. Okay. On each and every day, we will send you the data of previous days as well. You might be thinking why we do this. So we will discuss it later. But suppose I told to Rahul, yeah, this is how I will send the data to you. Like on 3rd of November, I will give you the data of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd all together. Okay. Is this clear? Now, suppose now Rahul is going to load this data in this DNA database. So my question is, what will happen? What do you think? What will happen?
There will be
In
duplicacy of records.
right in this DNA database, you already have this data, correct? Anna, you already have this
Yes.
data. You loaded this data on 1st November. Now on 2nd of November, if Rahul is loading this file, so net on 2nd of November in this DNA database, we will be having this data. You agree or not? So it means this is a duplicate record. Yes or no?
Yes.
That is why many a times when you appear for interview, the interviewer will ask you to write a query to fetch the duplicate records. This is the reason. Okay, whenever data is loaded and data analyst, data engineer, ETL tester, everyone test this scenario. Okay, do we have duplicate data in the table or not? Especially in the staging area. Okay. And that's the reason the interviewers will always ask you, can you write me a query to find the duplicate records? Okay, because this comes under data cleaning activity and everyone should know this. Okay. So Rahul cannot proceed with this approach. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what Rahul will do? Rahul will first of all take this DNA database and he will delete all the records. Everything it will delete. Then whatever the data has been given, it will load this data. So this is known as full load. Okay. It means the source team will send you the full data on a daily basis. So what Rahul has to do, he has to first of all truncate the table and then load the data. Now on 3rd of November, what will happen? Now you people will tell me.
Same, it will truncate and load the data.
3rd of November, the source team Here the source team is myself and the source team here. So I will send new set of data, right? And this also have some values. Okay. This also have some values. Let's say David, John, and then Sarah, Yusuf, Manjunath, Ash. Okay, now this is the data which will be sent on 3rd of November. Then now what Rahul will do? In this TNA database, whatever is present, first of all, Rahul will truncate this. Okay. Then it will pick this data and Rahul will load it. This is known as truncate and load. You understood why it is known as truncate and load? So in full load, entire data set is loaded every time. Remember this point. Full load, what will happen? Entire data set will be loaded every time. And why this happens, I hope you understood the reason. Entire data set is loaded every time. Any question?
Yes, Tanvir, I have one question. So
Yes.
suppose like is there is any deadline like from where we need to load the data? Like suppose in the next month it is increasing daily, so it is a drawback for us. Now it is increasing our work each and every
Good
time.
question. Good question. You're asking actually from performance perspective, right?
The performance perspective also from like the time
Hmm.
which is maybe there are chances of error, maybe it occurs
Hmm.
any point of time.
I'll come to that. I'll come to that. But definition is clear. This full load.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I hope the definition is clear to everyone. Okay. So entire data set is loaded every time. Second important point is all data is truncated. And that is why if you now recall the difference between truncate and delete, if you delete the data, it will take a lot of time. That is why we have the truncate keyword in SQL. Okay. So all data is truncated. Okay. Actually, this process is very simple. Okay. From complexity perspective, I'm telling you, it's very simple. Anyone can do this. Just in the pipeline, you have to on a daily basis, you will truncate the data and the new file you have to load it. No headache. Very simple. But it has a drawback. Remember, whatever I'm telling, first I'm telling you the definition. Same way if the interviewer is asking you, first of all, you explain them the definition, then tell them that pros of it and then the cons of it. The demerit of it is it's simple, but it is not efficient for large data sets. And I hope you understood the reason why I'm telling it's not efficient for large data sets. Suppose full load, Amazon e-commerce platform, they're performing full load. Can you imagine what will happen? Daily they have millions of records. So it will keep on adding up, right? It will use a lot of resources and the performance will be impacted. That is where this approach is typically not um, used or implemented in the business where you have large data sets. Okay. This is typically used when you have some initial load or a small volume of data. Pardon me for if there is any spelling or grammatical mistakes. Okay, so this is clear, full load. Now, This is not good from the performance perspective because daily basis will be loading huge volume of data. It will utilize a lot of resources and it will impact the performance. If you have a small set of data, you want to keep the pipelines very simple, then you go ahead for this. No headache. Okay. Now, the second is this was your full load. Then the next is incremental load. Suppose my business is operating in incremental load, then what will happen? On 1st November, I have this data. So Rahul will load this data in the TNA database, right? This will be loaded. Now, 2nd November, I will not share all the data. I will share the data of 2nd November only. Okay. So in your case, your source team of the business will load the data of 2nd November only. Then what Rahul will do, he will see that, okay, you have the 2nd November data and he will load this data only here. So now on the 2nd November, you have the 1st November plus 2nd November data. So do you have to truncate here? You don't have to truncate,
No.
right? On 3rd November, what will happen? The source team is supposed to send this data only. So what Rahul will do? Rahul will directly load this data. So in TNA database, we'll be having this data, right? But now there is a challenge. It appears to be simple, but there's a challenge here. And that is very complicated actually. See, 2nd November, suppose 1st November, Rohan has taken a course, SQL. Okay. Rohan is from Delhi. Gender is male. SQL course fees is 4,500. And let's say the dues is 1,000 rupees. Okay. Mode of payment is UPI. Similarly, I have the details for other students as well. And similarly, the course mode of payment and all those things. Okay. One column is left out. Them balance. Okay. इसको करते हैं status. Status है अभी dues. Okay. Now, 2nd November, what happened? The same guy Rohan. Okay. These all things are same. Now, 2nd November, Rohan paid the full amount. There'll be no dues, right? And this is UPI only. The status is paid. Now, okay, so far so good. You all are with me? Any question here? No.
No.
Now, suppose on 2nd November, I loaded this data. Okay. And this was the data as of 1st November. Now, if I will present this data to the client, okay. So don't you think they will get confused what is happening here? And maybe it's not necessary I'm presenting everything on this date each and everything. Sometimes the client will tell you, okay, just show me the student name. You know that if anyone has worked on the reporting side, it's not necessary that whatever is present in the table, client will ask you to display everything on the report. Not necessary, right? Suppose the client is asking me, just show me the student name, course, fees, dues, and all those things. So here the client will get confused now. With Tanvir here, you're telling that Rohan has a dues 1,000, then you're telling no dues. Here you're telling it is dues. Here you're telling it paid. So it's confusing, Tanvir, right? So the stakeholders, when they will look at the report, they will get confused, right now. So then, now after this, there are a lot of approaches. The one approach is the client can tell me, hey, Tanvir, why you are maintaining two records here? Here you have one record, then here you have another record for Rohan. Why? Then I will narrate all the story. It's because Rohan is a student who has taken a SQL course on 1st of November. The fees was 4,500. Still, we have 1,000 dues, but on 2nd November, he paid it. I will tell all this story. But do you think the same story I have to tell to each and every stakeholder? No, right? So the client is telling you, no, 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 Tanvir, this is confusing me. Yaar. Do one thing. 2nd November, when Rohan has paid this amount, so what you can do is you remove this dues here only and you mark it 0. Okay? And mark it paid Tanvir. So this record I don't want here. Tanvir, this is confusing me. Thus, this is sufficient. From this, I will understand because I want a current status Tanvir. Is this clear? Yes or no? Right? Now to implement you have to apply some logic, right? Then now suppose then the client will tell, okay, but Tanvir again this approach has a problem here. How I will come to know that when the Rohan has made the payment, when it was due, then Tanvir do one thing. Then add a audit column here known as updated date. And you mark here 2nd November. So from this, I will get an idea. Okay, this record was inserted on 1st November, but on 2nd November, something was updated in this table. Understood? So this is known as incremental load, where the data of that particular day will be sent to you, and you have to load that data only. But the challenge is you have to compare the data which you are trying to load, you have to compare that with the existing data. And accordingly, you have to do the modifications and then you have to load it. Now, suppose for Priyanka, Abdul, and Mohan, do you have these records present on 1st November? No. So directly you have to load it here. So this is known as insert. Directly you will insert it. That is what I taught in that Azure class. And Rahul, you were asking this upsert. Remember, you're asking, I think
Yes.
last week you asked, right? I told
Yes.
like it is made up of update plus insert. So this is what in Azure, if you, I think you were not there in that day. I remember you were not there in that day when I was covering this in the Azure classes. Maybe if you have gone through the recording, I'm not sure. So I have covered this that day with the examples. Okay. So upsert means update plus insert. So whenever you have incremental load, these two tasks you have to perform. It means whatever new set of data you are going to load, you have to compare it with the existing record. Like how I compared Rohan. I checked, okay, in Rohan there are some changes. So then I will compare it with the previous record, and if there is any scope for update, I have to update the existing record. But when I will check Priyanka, Abdul, and Mohan, I will see, oh, they were not added on the 1st of November. It means they are a fresh set of students. They bought some new codes on 2nd November. I will directly insert them. So this is the scenario of insert. Okay. This three are the scenario of insert. But for Rohan, it is a scenario of update. That is what known as upsert. So that is why when you appear for data engineering interview, mostly, and this question is damn sure, they will ask you about data load. But their main focus is on the incremental loader. Okay. Do you know what is incremental load, the different scenarios, how to handle it? Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then here comes the concept of slowly changing dimension. I'm a little bit deviating from the topic. Okay. Slowly changing, spelling say, yeah, dimension. You all have time. I know I committed for 30 minutes. I crossed it. Do you have you all have time? You want me to continue or shall I stop? Because historical load I taught you, full load I taught you, incremental load I taught you. So these are the main data load strategy. Or maybe if you want, I can take this the next slowly changing dimension. If you want me to continue now, what is the thought? जल्दी बताओ.
Please continue.
Sure. ठीक है. So those who wants to drop, so you can drop. All these things are getting recorded, but if you want to stay, they're well and good. So there's a concept of slowly changing dimension. Okay, it's also known as SCD, very commonly asked question. Okay, The different types of SCDs are there in the market. SCD type 1, then you have SCD type 2, then you have SCD type 3. In SCD type 1, what happens? Like if I will take the example of Rohan, I directly updated here. What client told me, hey Tanvir, don't maintain two records here. It is confusing me. Directly update in this record. So I will understand, okay, it's paid. Total amount has been paid. Okay. So just directly update this. I will get an idea and add a new column update date. So from this, I will understand, okay, this record was inserted on 1st of November, but 2nd of November, this was updated. This is one scenario. Okay. Now, I have another set of client. They have a different requirement. Now they are telling, okay, Tanvir, okay, you are implementing this approach, but here, Tanvir, we are not getting a full information. Okay, then the 2nd of November, what was updated? Which column was updated? Correct now? Suppose if I am showing this data to my stakeholders, they will just understand, okay, Tanvir is telling some record Rohan was added on 1st of November and 2nd of November some particular column was updated. But which column was updated? Maybe Rohan has taken Python, he changed to SQL. Correct? No, it's also possible, right? So then my client is telling, no, no, Tanvir, this is little bit ambiguous. Yeah, this is not clear. Tanvir, do one thing, yeah. You were having this data, no? So do one thing. You keep this data. That is the first number data. ये वाला. So my client is telling it, Tanvir, keep this data as it is. Okay. Yes, RTL, CRTL था ना. So they're telling कि keep this data as it is. Okay, don't disturb this. And 2nd November, you're loading this data. So here, do one thing. You load this data as it is. Okay. And then add a new column known as active flag. This is another scenario I'm telling what my client is asking. Add a column Tanvir active flag. Okay. And you write here Y, you write here Y, you write here Y, Y, and mark it as N, right here Y, Y, Y. It means this active flag will indicate Y means the records which are active. So Y means these records are active. Y means these records are active. And this N means this is not active. Now how this will help? Now see. Now the client, when they will check for Rohan, so they will see active flag is white, means this is the current status. What is the current status? Rohan has taken SQL course. He is from Delhi. Mail fees was 4,500. There's no dues, all paid. So now anyone can understand what happened with Rohan. The entire history is in front of you. 1st November, Rohan has taken the SQL course. The dues amount was 1,000. So now from this you'll understand, oh, 2nd November he paid this dues. So this was the change happened, right? So this is known as SCD type 2, where you have to maintain the complete history. Client is interested in understanding the history. And the same thing is managed in your company. Your salary structure, whenever it is getting revised, you're getting increment. You all know your HR has the complete history. If you're getting promoted, when you're getting promoted, your HR has the complete history, correct? You all agree with me? Which project was allocated to you? I worked in the internal project of Infosys when I was working at that time. So all these things we implemented there. So the HR of any company, they need all the details of the employees, where they were located, where they are transferred, when the designation changed, and all these things. Okay. That is what known as SCD type 2. The client is interested. No, 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 I want a complete history. So they're not happy here. They're telling you, no, 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 here you're just showing the final, the current status. So this is known as SCD type 1. I'm not telling you type 1 is the best, it's of no use. No, I'm just showing you all the flavors. And depends on your client which one they want. If they want you to implement SCD type 1, you have to implement this one. They just want the current status. They're least bothered ki what happened earlier. Okay. SCD type 2 and more business critical applications, so where you have to report your financial transactions to the local regulatory. Once I was working for Citibank, and then suddenly the RBI asked for some reports. Okay, and we were not having few reports because we were following the SCD type 1. So then immediately we got a change request. Okay, whatever changes is happening, you have to maintain the history. Then we implemented this SCD type 2 because you never know when someone, whether your internal CTO, CEO, or COO, or maybe some government agencies can ask data. So you have to maintain the complete history. Then we go for SCD type 2. Is this clear to everyone? Any question?
Yes. Sir,
Okay.
yes, I just have one doubt. Like for the
Hmm.
1st November, Rohan flag is YN because it is already active in the 1st November, na?
Hmm.
Okay.
And
Then
don't this will be an one minute, Rahul, 1 minute. Asif, this will be N. Okay, because now on 2nd November this record is active. This will be Y.
Okay, okay. Got
ठीक है,
it.
ये तो अब N होगा ना, because this is the old record now. Okay, but why we are maintaining it? Because we have to show the history. So that's why we have to maintain it. But to show that this is inactive record, we are maintaining active flag as N. Okay, this is inactive record.
But what about the Ajay, Suresh, David? This is
They all
also
are active. They all are active only. They all are active. Suppose next day you will get a new record for Ajay. Suppose Ajay has taken sequel, but 2nd November, Ajay told कि नहीं नहीं मेरे को तो Python चाहिए. I want a Python course. Although this is not allowed in my academy, okay? So now Ajay told ki I want the Python course. So now this will become active record. Okay, and this will become then inactive. And okay,
oh, got it.
clear enough? So
Mhm.
here we will get the complete history. Okay, 1st of November, Ajay wants SQL, but 2nd November, he changed the mind. He told, I want Python. So this is the active one. Okay. And then you maintain other dates as well, like from date, to date, and many other dates as well. All those are known as audit columns. Rahul, yeah, please go ahead. You're asking something.
Yeah, Tanvir, I think for banking, when we go, let's say,
Hmm.
some people like traditional way they go to bank and they ask to print the passbook. Now,
Hmm.
passbook has all details of what happened in the past, like what was debited, what
Hmm.
was credited.
Correct, correct,
If we maintain SCD1, then the passbook will only show the current balance, it will not show history.
correct, 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 correct. Good example. Good example. And that's what, if you remember, when I was teaching you running sum or the cumulative sum in the window function, we implemented the same thing there. If anyone remembers that how to display the current
Yes,
balance, credit, debit, we solved that question using
yes,
that cumulative sum, and then we have taken case example there. I'm not sure how many of you remember, but yeah,
yes.
it was covered. Yeah, so good example, Rahul. Okay, so this was city 1 and city type 2. Then you have a city type 3. Can you tell me one demerit of SRE type 2? What's the demerit of this SRE type 2? It looks good. Okay, you are maintaining the complete history, you have the full information, but what is the one demerit of it?
I think the same record is occurring two times, only one additional column
Hmm,
is getting added.
correct. You will get redundant data. Correct? No. See, Rohan, Rohan. SQL, SQL. Delhi, Delhi. Mail, mail, right? 4500, 4500. So you are
Basically,
getting
it can
redundant.
have a performance overhead, right?
All right. It will consume more space, but see, everything comes at a cost. Hannah. So that's what you have to pay cost of a storage here. But nowadays storage is very cheap. Okay, but anyway, if you think from that perspective of e-commerce applications, so it matters. Okay. Then you have SCD type 3. Okay, SCD type 3, like suppose I'll take a simple example here. Suppose I have the employee name and location. Employee name is, let's say, Akhil. So Akhil is working for a company and Akhil told, okay, I'm from Punjab. Okay. And this as of date on 1st of Jan 2020. Okay. So Akhil has posting in Punjab. So HR, they maintain this. Now Akhil told, now they transferred Akhil from Punjab to Bangalore. So then what they will do? Okay, if I'm going with a city type, if I'm going with a city type 1, they will change this to Bangalore. Okay? This is a city type 1. But if I'm going with a city type 2, then what they will do? They will keep it Punjab only, but they will create a new record. Suppose 1st of June 2021, Akhil is transferred to Bangalore. So this will become your SCD type 2. Then you'll be having an active flag column. In few projects, this active flag column is also known as current indicator. Okay, it will be YN, YN like that. So then this will become Y and this will become N. This is the city type 2. Okay. But suppose again on 25th of April 2022, Akhil is transferred to Chennai. Then this will become Y and this will become N. Okay. Suppose again on 30th of June 2024, Akhil is transferred to Delhi. This will become Y, this will become N. So in SCD type 2, if you are maintaining, you have to maintain this history. How many times if it is getting changed? And there are many transactions whether the information will keep on changing. So you have to maintain the complete history. So sometime what the business users will tell you, we are not interested in all the previous history, just maintain the last 3 history. So in those cases, what we do, we'll maintain something like this. Location. This is the current location. Now suppose he is transferred to Bangalore, then last location, then last location will become Punjab and current will become Bangalore. Then again he is transferred to Chennai, then we'll maintain previous location. So now current will become Chennai, last will be Bangalore, then Punjab will become previous. And suppose after that again it is changed, right? So now he is transferred to Delhi. Then we will not maintain any history. Just last 2 histories we will maintain. That is we do in history type 3. No more history. So now he is in Delhi. So current location will be Delhi. Now what will be the last location? Chennai.
Chennai.
Previous location, Bangalore. So now where Akhil was before Bangalore, we are not concerned about it. Okay, so we maintain only last 2 location, the current location. This is known as SCD type 3. Generally, we implement SCD type 2. So in incremental load, these are the headaches. I hope this is clear now.
Yes.
All good, Rahul, clear?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, sir.
sure, fine then. We'll stop here. Thanks a lot for joining. We will upload the recording tomorrow. And the next topic will be performance optimization, although I have covered in my SQL classes, but still I will repeat it. Okay, I'll discuss it. Maybe next week we'll plan it. Okay. Thanks a lot,
So
everyone.
just
Take
one
care.
question.
Thank you.
Asif.
So suppose these
Hmm.
all are the techniques which we are using through the data pipeline, correct?
Correct. Yeah. This is the task of data engineers. They have to implement it. Earlier, this was a very tough task because we used to implement it using Python, SQL, Unix code. Now, because of that, ETL platforms like Azure, AWS, GCP, It has become very simple.
Okay.
Hmm.
Got.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Thank
this
you.
world is very interesting. ETL world is very interesting. Okay, but the thing
Yes.
is, don't everyone don't take it as a burden. Enjoy it. Whatever you're doing, try to understand. Okay, why I'm doing this. If I'll do this, what will happen? You will enjoy it. Okay. Chalo,
Tanvir,
finally,
SCD is applied only on a dimension table or also on a fact table?
Yeah, right. Actually, it depends. Typically, we don't disturb the fact tables. Okay, because fact tables generally has, the measures. Okay, but okay, do one thing. Maybe we can take this discussion in the next class, Rahul,
Sure.
because it would be good if I can explain you about dimension table, fact table, star schema, snowflake schema, and then if I will explain, no, then it will make more sense.
Okay.
Okay, take care. But again, there's no strict rule. It has to be implemented on dimension or fact table. Sometime we implement in the dimension table, sometime we implement in the fact tables as well. Okay.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
don't
Thank you.
know what definition of dimension in fact you have in your mind, so that's why I'm not commenting anything else on it. Maybe we can discuss later on this. Okay, chalo. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.